How's it going, everyone? Mega Masher is here with the video that features Meowstic. And I gotta say that Meowstic is it's so unique in so many ways. Like, the male version is more of a supportive version, while the female version is more of an offensive version. But there's just so much you can do with these two Pokemon. Like, it's not even funny. So, hopefully, this video won't be like a half hour or whatever, but there's quite a few things that you can do with these two Pokemon. So, without further ado, how about we get started? So here it is, Meowstic. And as you see here, Meowstic has two different forms. The female form is on the left, and it has more of an offensive role in battle, while the male form is on the right and has a more supportive role in battle, both of which are extremely useful in their own ways. As for its typing, it's that of Psychic. Not really the best mono-typing, but it's not the worst either. You are weak to Bug, Ghost, and Dark, while you resist Psychic and Fighting. So, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good that you have more weaknesses and resistances, so keep that in mind. As for its abilities, the first two that it gets is Keen Eye and Infiltrator. Keen Eye allows for you to basically not lose your accuracy in battle, and if you're going up against a Pokemon that likes to boost their evasion, it's not going to matter because Keen Eye negates those boosts. But because you don't see evasion being used in battles, if you're familiar with Smogon, it's kind of not going to be that good an ability to use, so I wouldn't recommend it. The next ability that it gets, however, is known as Infiltrator. Infiltrator is really, really freaking awesome. What Infiltrator does is it ignores the likes of Substitute, Light Screen, and Reflect. Say if your opponent has a Substitute up, thinking that they'll be protected from any damaging moves or status moves, guess what? That's wrong, because it hits right through the Substitute and messes them up. You want to status a Pokemon? Then you can do that even though they have a Substitute up. If you don't like the fact that they have screens up, well, that's okay, because Infiltrator ignores that and basically makes those screens useless. And what I mean by screens is Light Screen and Reflect, both of which have the damage of special and physical moves respectively. Now, as for their hidden abilities, the female's hidden ability is Competitive, and Competitive is basically a special version of Defiant, whereas if you have one of your stats lowered, then your special attack gets a 2-stage boost. That's insane. And as for the male, you want to talk about insane abilities? There's nothing better than Prankster. Prankster, with the male Meowstic, is milk. I mean, this thing gets so many non-attacking moves, it's not even funny. And Prankster boosts the priority by 1 when it comes to non-attacking moves. So that's pretty epic. Now, as for its stats, let's take a look here. So it has 74 HP, 48 attack, 76 defense, 83 special attack, 81 special defense, and 104 speed. Now, it has a very unique speed tier of 104 because I think only Delphox is the other Pokemon that has that speed. But it's awesome because you have now an above average speed. Its attack is not good at all, but it does get Fake Out, and that happens to be one of the moves that I use in one of my set ideas. Its defenses, well, they're okay. They're not bad either, but you'd have to have a lot of support and a lot of investment into your bulk if you want to stay alive in battle. Its 83 base special attack, it's respectable, and I happen to have another build that is centered around the use of special attack. So, that being said, how about we move on to the first set? So this first set here is centered around the use of female Meowstic. The item that we're going to be using is known as Leftovers to allow you to have passive recovery at the end of each turn. As for its abilities, you can either go with Infiltrator to bypass the effects of Substitute and screens on the field on your opponent's side, or you can go with Competitive so that should your opponent lower one of your stats, your special attack gets a 2-stage boost and therefore could turn the tide in battle. It's really up to you on what you want to do. As for the EV spread, 252 is going to go into HP, 252 into physical defense, and 4 into speed. just to make you as physically bulky as possible. And we're going to be going with the Bold Nature to further boost your physical defense. Now, why that is, it revolves around the first move known as Calm Mind. And what Calm Mind does is it boosts your special attack and special defense by 1 stage. So the reason why we're going with the Bold Nature is because in this situation you have no way of boosting your physical defense, whereas with Calm Mind you have a way of boosting your special defense as well as your special attack, but we're talking defensively here. The next move is known as Psyshock, and Psyshock, in my opinion, is better than Psychic because of the fact that it gives you a pseudo potential to be a mixed wall breaker because of the fact that Psyshock targets your opponent's physical defense stat despite it being a special attack, so that's actually pretty cool. The next move, it's really up to you what you want to do. Do you want to go with Shadow Ball to give you a fighting chance against Ghost type and rival Psychic type Pokemon? Do you want to go with Energy Ball if you want to take down the likes of ground, rock, and water types? Or do you want to go with Thunderbolt to take care of flying and water types? I mean, these three moves offer great coverage in their own way. And the last move slot, it's up to you. You can go with Substitute to have the ill-famed Calm Mind Substitute combo, which is actually very, very good. You can go with Hidden Power Fire to have better coverage along the moves of either Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, or Thunderbolt, or you can go with Hidden Power Ice to have just as good of coverage with Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and Thunderbolt. I mean, it's really up to you. As you see, this set is very colorful when it comes to the amount of type coverage that you can have with this set. So this next set here is going to showcase the amount of versatility and annoyance that the female Meowstic has in this situation. The item for choice is going to be Leftovers because, once again, it's the best item for Meowstic to have in this situation. As for the ability, this time we are solidly going to go with Infiltrator, and you'll see why in this set. As for the EV spread, 252 is going to go into HP, 4 into defense, and 252 into speed, just to make you as fast as possible, and we'll be going with a Timid Nature to further boost your speed and lower your attack. As for the move set, the first slot is meant to be a status-inflicting move that goes well with Infiltrator. You can go with Toxic to badly poison your opponents, and also it won't even matter if they're hiding behind a substitute because Toxic will just go right through it. You want to cripple a very speedy attacker that happens to have a substitute? Well, it's not going to matter because Thunder Wave will just go right through it. And the last move that we have is Yawn, and Yawn is a 2-turn move that puts your opponent to sleep. The first turn, will make your opponent drowsy, and then they will have to be faced with the decision of either switching out or have to face falling asleep. And that can be quite tricky in battle, especially if you have entry hazards on the field. Then switching into another Pokemon is just going to further damage it and further give you the advantage in battle. Not to mention it also goes right through substitutes with Infiltrator. The next move that we have is something that Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire move tutors gave it. It's known as Magic Coat. And Magic Coat, oh man, it's such a good ability move, because of the fact that it basically acts like a 1-turn magic bounce. Any Pokemon that tries to status you or set up entry hazards your way, it's going to get bounced right back. And that's going to be even more annoying for your opponents to deal with. The next move that we have is Psyshock, just so that you aren't completely taunt bait or setup bait or whatever. Psyshock is an offensive move that allows you to hit fairly decently, especially for those Pokemon that have a very solid special defense stat, but don't have that good of a physically defensive stat. Well, Psyshock targets the physical defense, which is pretty epic. And the last move that we have is Protect, and Protect is a move that not only allows you to scout what your opponent is going to do, but also it stalls out for status damage like Toxic, and also stalls out for Leftovers recovery. Now, a little note that I put here in the bottom of this slide, Trick is also an option that you can use with Choice Scarf, as it does bypass substitutes and can cripple troublesome walls in battle. So I thought I would just throw that in there as another little nifty option for the female Meowstic. So in this moveset, we're going to be showcasing the abilities of the male Meowstic. The item that we're going to be using is known as Light Clay, and what Light Clay does is it increases the duration of the use of Light Screen and Reflect from 5 turns to 8, which is pretty awesome. The ability that we're going to be using is Prankster, because what better than Prankster? Like, Prankster is just so good, and I wish that more Pokemon had Prankster because they had the move pool to go with Prankster very well, but who knows, maybe they'll get it in the future as like a secondary hidden ability or something like that. The EV spread, 252 is going to go into HP, 156 in defense, and 100 into special defense, just to give you some all-around mixed bulk so that you can take hits a lot better. And we'll be going with a bold nature to increase your physical defense and lower your attack. As for the move set, we're going to go with Light Screen and Reflect, because that goes very well with Light Clay. Not to mention, it supports your team very well for 8 turns, as it halves the damage of special type attacks and physical type attacks, respectively. The next move that we're going to be going with is Magic Coat. And Magic Coat, like I said in the last set idea, is a move that Meowstic gets in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and it goes very well with messing up other Pokemon that rely on using statuses and hazards to get an advantage in battle. The next move that we have, Heal Bell. Oh man, this thing just got so much better, because Heal Bell is also another move that Meowstic gets in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and what it does is it heals your entire team of status afflictions. This is pretty gold. Like, of course, you have no attacks, so you have no offensive threats in this situation coming from you. So, if you're taunted, then you're kind of screwed, but Magic Coat is kind of there to help you protect that, because it also bounces back taunt as well. That's pretty epic. So this next set focuses on the male Meowstic's somewhat decent ability to be a bulky setup sweeper that's very difficult to take down. The item for choice is going to be Leftovers, as it allows you to have passive recovery at the end of each turn. The ability, once again, is going to be Prankster, because it is the superior ability of Meowstic. As for the EV spread, we're going to be going with 252 into HP, 252 into physical defense, and 4 into speed, just to make you as physically bulky as possible, and we'll be rocking the bold nature to further boost your physical defense and lower your attack. As for the the move set. Wow, I'm getting all jumbled up. The move set. We're going to be going with Calm Mind to boost your special attack and your special defense by 1 stage, and also it is affected by Prankster, allowing you to have the jump in battle. Rest and Sleep Talk, a great combination, because what Rest does is it heals you up, but you fall asleep for 2 turns. But with Sleep Talk, that kind of turns your sleeping status into an advantage, because it allows you to choose from either Psyshock, Rest, and Calm Mind. And what's even better about this is that it is affected by Prankster. So should you choose Sleep Talk and go with Psyshock by luck, then you actually have a priority Psyshock that could turn the tide in battle. So that's pretty awesome. And speaking of Psyshock, that's going to be your 4th move, because, in my opinion, once again, it's better than Psychic because of its niche ability to target the physical defense of your opponents, and thus make their special defense completely irrelevant. Uh, I really don't know what else I can say about this set. I love using this set, because not only is it something that you don't see very often, in fact, I don't think you see this at all, something different, something fresh. It's also something really fun to use, and I love using it on this Meowstic. So this next set here is going to showcase the immense amount of support that the male Meowstic has in double battles, and it's actually very, very good. I mean, even though it's in the NU tier, that's single battles. This is doubles. It's a completely different ball game, in my opinion. As for the item that we're going to be using for Meowstic, we're going to be going with Light Clay, because we're going to be using Light Screen and Reflect in this set. As for the ability, once again, is going to be Prankster, because, like I said before, it is the superior ability of the male Meowstic. As for the EV spread, 252 is going to go into HP, 252 into defense, and 4 into speed. And we're going to be going with an impish nature this time to increase your physical defense and lower your special attack, because we will not be needing special attack in this situation. The first move that we have is known as Fake Out. It is a base 40 power move that always goes first, and what it does is it causes your opponents to flinch, and that could definitely be very advantageous for you. Now, the reason I chose Impish Nature is so that your attack doesn't get affected in this set, and also with this move because it's a physical move. Even though base 48 attack is crap anyways, I'm just really picky that way. I mean, this is my opinion. You can go with the Bull Nature because it makes pretty much no difference in this situation. The next two moves that we have, Light Screen and Reflect. Light Screen and Reflect protects you from special and physical type moves by reducing the damage by half. And the last move that we have here, you can either go with Thunder Wave as a priority status to cripple fast sweepers. You can go with Swagger to not only get that prankster boost, but also confuse your opponent and increase their attack by 2 stages, which means that if they hit themselves in confusion, then it's going to be even worse off from them. Or you can go with Quick Guard to protect you from priority moves, and priority moves are surprisingly common in doubles battles. So whichever your taste is, do you want to status your opponents and make them severely limited to what they can do in battle? Do you want to confuse and annoy the hell out of your opponents? Or do you want to be protected from powerful priority moves such as Sucker Punch and Gale Wing's Brave Bird, Talonflame? It's really up to you. So that's basically it for this set, and well, for this Pokemon. Man, oh man, this Pokemon is very versatile. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this rather long video on how to use both the male and female Meowstic. Both of these Pokemon extremely versatile, not just in the fact that they have a severely deep move pool, but depending on which gender you use, they perform different roles in battle, both of which are just as awesome. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. If you enjoy content like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And if you guys have any ideas on what you would like to see, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section down below. That's all for this video, and before I leave, I just want to give a shout out to a Facebook group known as Poketown. I recently joined there, and wow, I got a huge and warm welcome. Like, the community there is amazing. Like, I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. The group is awesome, guys. So anyways, that's all for right now. Take care, and I shall see you next upload.